put the top node into the window, it's your responsibility to so that it works correctly. So if you put a container there, it's TD responsibility to display that correctly. Container, it has a resolution. It has on the first layout tab, you have width and you have height. And more, you can actually change that, and you can see that if you for example make that not exactly the same resolution that the top is, you're gonna have this compressed or stretched or I don't know something. So aspect ratio is not the same. So why do you need so many different ways of changing that, you might ask? For example, you've got a full HD projector, but you don't want to render. You don't want to render full HD. You want to render HD ready, 1280 by 720, like 720p. Yeah, you can render that, but you can output actually full HD. Yeah, so there will be approximation, yeah, in pixels. But anyway, so the projector will work full matrix, and so sometimes it's even better when you work with heterogeneous data, when you've got some movie ins that have different resolution, and you've got some renders that have different resolution, and it's not easy to put everything into one screen and have it looking kind of nice. So this multi-step thing guarantees that you have different points to correct these discrepancies in resolutions and give you kind of flexibility. So actually, nobody makes you, nobody wants you to use this parameter in the window like height or X or Y or something, but you can do it still. Or for example, another thing is that you've got two surfaces, yeah? You've got two projectors. You've got one on the one wall and on another wall. The first one is full HD, and the second one is HD ready, yeah? You want to render one content, you don't want to render two contents, yeah? You got one. You render one full HD content, and you put it into full HD container and put it onto projector. Then you have another container, HD ready. You put the same full HD texture into HD ready container and put it over the second projector. So you've got the content and two different windows, with two different resolutions, but their kind of aspect ratio is the same and it works nicely. Yeah. So that's
one other reason too. Inside containers, you can also put interactive gadgets, UI gadgets like sliders, buttons, menus, and stuff like that. So the interface is not only a passive; it can also be an active interface. And you can have a background of another top too.
I'll show. Yeah, okay, so the point is that you wanna output this texture onto a touch screen, yeah, and you wanna put some sliders onto this texture to control it. Yeah? You can just add a slider.
Go inside the container and
you can go inside the container, or just there are many ways to do things. But anyway, you can do it this way, I believe. Just the parenting stuff. You have a slider, or you can put this slider inside the container. It's absolutely the same. And you've got this slider over here, yeah. So we can make it just a bit bigger. Like, I don't know, super slider, yeah. And you just can control it right in the viewport, and you still have the background. So that's the basic thing for user interface creation. Yeah. So you want to, for example, you want to output content, and you want to also put it in a preview on your display so that you can see what you are doing over here. And you create a container, put a background top onto that, and put some sliders and buttons, and you can see in the background the whole thing, and you can control it at the same time. And you need to watch all the time the big screen, especially if the screen is around the corner. That's there is no way you can see it. And here you can make some previews and things like that. So here we go. Besides the window, you have also these Windows placement window we previously discussed. So what it does, you set up what container you want to output in performer mode. What is the main surface? Yeah. So you put a container into this field, and this container will be outputted in a perform mode. Yeah. And here you can also set how you want this container to be displayed. So it's okay. Yeah? So how you want this container is to be displayed. So first of all, hide editor during perform. What does that mean? That means that you have two choices. You can edit stuff and perform. It's just for testing. Or you can perform with no editor. Yeah. If you don't want an editor, you just put that checkbox, like hide editor, and that's not going to be rendered, and that you have some resources free for your actual tasks. Yeah. So besides, you can put this border checkbox. That's pretty easy if the window has borders or not. Okay, maybe we can continue. Also, the position and size. So this is another level. So you can make a container of a particular resolution and then change it here in the size. Anyway, so I don't know whether you want it or not, but so it's another tool to control what you output. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff like automatic thing, like full screen, left side, right side, or custom. You can control position and size. Yep. So just for an experiment, we're gonna output this right here. So we don't need borders. We want to hide editor. We want it to be HD ready. We don't want a full HD stuff. We want to be like that. And we want a position to be 100 and I don't know 100. Apply. And now these settings are applied. And when you go to perform mode, you can see that this is a borderless performer that doesn't spend any time on interface or anything. It just performs, and that's the way you should do in a show production or things like that. So you might output the performer outside. So if you have another display attached, yeah, or projector, or two of them, or it doesn't matter. You got this whole desktop in Windows, and you can put this window here, or down there, or somewhere. So we usually, in our production, we use these data path export devices. It takes 4 HD input and splits into 4 areas and outputs into 4 projectors. Yeah. So I've got kind of huge display here in the system, and I output this container into these huge output, and also in Windows, if you've got several displays attached to the system, you usually put them on the right. Yep, you've got the big desktop. You actually see the main screen with the bar at the bottom, but if there is a projector attached, you also have the projector on the right in Windows. Yeah, and you can move this performer, yeah, this window. You can move it to the second display. Yeah, make a thing. And usually in production, you do not connect devices directly to computer, because if you have 10 projectors, you cannot connect all 10 projectors to the computer. So you buy the devices like a splitters. They take a picture and they split it into parts and give to a particular projectors. Yeah. So usually you've got this big screen over here, kind of in Windows. Yeah. If you go to screen resolution window, yeah, we've got this dual duplicate screens. Yeah. But if we do extend, yep, you can have this on the right. So and you can put your window just somewhere over there, and it will be projected. If you have some 4 projectors, 5 projectors, I don't know. We did around 12 projectors. Yeah, 12. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, we've got 12 projectors connected to one PC, and we outputted the whole thing. So. Okay. So how it's actually done? You've got one output here, but actually it can be done. That's the trick. Yeah, you create a container. Yeah, and it's like I don't know, 3,840 pixels wide, so 2 full HD. Yeah, and it's that's the whole screen. The whole screen. Yeah, and you put like that. I'm not sure that this laptop can handle it, but we just try. Okay, so it's like 4 Super HD pictures. Yeah, and okay, you've got what you can do. You can create. Just imagine 4 containers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, each container is just full HD, or just a bit more than full HD. We have some 1,200 pixels wide, like some super stuff. Okay, there are. It's easier to copy them again. And what you do, the first container has coordinates 0 and 0. You just leave it like that. The second one is shifted on 1,920 pixels to the right. The next container is moved to the bottom, and the third one is moved to the bottom and to the right. So you've got and I forgot this stuff.
All of them. Pick them all at the same time.
Okay, just
Okay.
it's just simpler for me right now. Yeah. Okay, you've got the whole container, and you've got 4 pictures here. You could easily do it like that. You can have 4 inks. Yeah? And you can connect four different things here. So actually it is full HD, and this is has a bit more height.
Double.
That's my mistake.
Double.
Anyway, so yeah, that works this way. So yeah, it's 4 videos displayed onto one area, one display. Yeah, you open a huge window here with 4 areas, and you've got 4 projectors connected to this device. It splits the picture and projects each picture into a particular area. So, yeah, you can do, yeah, oh, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah, you can do that. If you have some one video and you want to project it with 4 projectors, it's kind of panorama stuff. Yeah, you just drop thing into 4 parts. Yeah, you create thing like that. Yeah, but you should also probably do the edge blending. Yeah, the edge blending, but it's another topic for conversation. So. Yeah. No. You can do it if you have a super pooper projector that can edge blend. You can do it on a projector. Sometimes people use that, but usually we do it in TouchDesigner. It's kind of the simplest way, but it's not correct. But it's real simple. You've got, like, for example, a white constant. Yeah. Transform. You should not do that in real production. It's just a demonstration. But anyway, the idea is that you've got a kind of edge blend, yeah. So it's not going to work in real production because this edge blending, it should not be uniform. So the values, they should not change the same way. Usually you've got red channel, green channel, and blue channel changing in a bit different way, so that you have the real smooth blending. So it's just a blur, it's just uniform, just whoa, and that's why it's kind of be difficult to.
There's actually, if you go to tools or techniques.
No, there is toner and there's edge blend.
Edge blend, yeah.
Yeah, it does something. We in Silo Sveta we took that thing and we completely re-implemented it.
Yeah.
Because it's in real production again. It's like a toy, like a demonstration. Yeah, what you can do and how you can do. Here you can find the edge blending, and you can see that there is these curves controlling each RGB. Yeah, so this is not a kind of uniform. This is not a linear stuff. This is kind of curved. So in real production, you can take this and readjust it to your needs. So you can. It's just a demonstration, but the idea is the same. You can, with functions, different functions, you can create different kind of blurs and different kind of ramps, and you just multiply it, and you just have the effect you want. Externally only on the projectors. So some projectors like Christie, the big one, they have edge blend function built in. So they even develop some complicated system that the projector can understand the area of the blend, and it makes it. But it's very expensive, a lot of hardware, but it really works. And I do think that in the most critical events like Oscar giving or something like that, they usually is supported by a lot of different hardware, because hardware usually works just a bit more, how to put it, better than the software. I mean that the the chance of a crash is much smaller. Yeah. So, previously, I don't know, 10 years ago, all edge blends were done in projectors. Now, such software as TouchDesigner can give you the opportunity to do in the system, and more people use it in the system already, in the software, not in the hardware, because it's expensive. Maybe this hardware thing will die in 5 years at all, because nobody will use it. Because even now, you can take a photo camera, you can analyze patterns you project, and you can calculate edge blending area, and you can calculate how blends should work actually. Yeah? So, and it's already working technology. So it's just a photo camera, and, TouchDesigner, and you just have the whole thing mapped and edge blended without your involvement. So you can do that if you want. But it presupposes some development, and when you buy a projector, it's a ready solution for you. You just have this with remote control thing, and you just, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, sometimes it's useful. But anyway, it's your choice what to do. You can output just an image from TouchDesigner. You can output it's pre-worked, pre-blended, done